Dan Larson here at the photo booth with a promotional box sent to us for free from Hasbro. Last time it was Power Rangers. Now we're talking Transformers. This is, well, specifically Transformers Beast Wars, which is the next chapter in the ongoing Transformers story. It kicked off with Siege, which was mostly on Cybertron. Then it went into Earthrise, which was on Earth. And now we're about to head into Kingdom, which rolls in some of the characters from the Beast Wars era of Transformers. Cat, what are you doing here? I gotta let you out. Hang on. There you go. Jeez. I'm trying to run a professional show here. Anyway, that's where the current retail offerings are from Hasbro. That's what's reflected on the shelves, kind of, for the most part. That's what they're trying to do. Anyway, here's the box. Let's get to it here. On the box here, we got artwork. Really nice artwork. And you know what? This isn't the first box that I've received from Hasbro. We've had several at this point. Transformers, Star Wars, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe. I don't think I ever got a Marvel Legends box. But the boxes are real nice, and I end up hanging onto the boxes. So whenever Hasbro's like, hey, do you want one of those promotional boxes? And I'm like, yeah, I want to put stuff in it. I'm not even that concerned about, that's not true. I'm very concerned about what's in it. But the boxes are real nice, and honestly, I don't know why these boxes aren't offered up, just in general, for fans. Like, they would buy these. What would you pay for a box like this? I mean, this is roughly 18 inches by like 8 inches by like 6 inches. Nice quality, glossy kind of plastic cardboard. It's just really nice. You know, box flap closes real well. I've got my G.I. Joe classified figures stored in the G.I. Joe promotional box that they sent me of all that stuff. I don't know if there's some coded messages on the bottom here. If you wanna translate that, let me know in the comments down below what it says. I'm sure these icons have something to do with something. But you've got your Optimus and your Bumblebee and your RC and your other Optimus and the guys and stuff here. I'm not a Beast Wars guy, never have been. You know, we did our history of Transformers and definitely got into Beast Wars stuff. But I'm a crotchety old G1 guy, only because that's when I happened to be alive, when Transformers happened. So by the time Beast Wars came around, not only was G1 like, all right, enough already, you know, we can move on from this, as far as I was concerned, you know. But Beast Wars was like a totally foreign thing that I just wasn't interested in. Anyway, I don't want to rehash all that. I love things that transform into other things, so I'm totally fine with a monkey that turns into a robot. We're past all that. But it has been recommended to me multiple times to give the original Beast Wars series a chance and give it a watch through, because fans have told me that it is some of the best storytelling that's been done with Transformers. And certainly better than the sort of week-to-week silliness that occurred on the original G1 cartoon. Anyway, inside, hashtag Transformers WFC, War for Cybertron. Use that hashtag, I don't know, when you're sharing stuff on the Twitters or anywhere. Hashtags are good all over the place. Please read before posting. This is social media FTC guidelines. Basically means I got to tell you that they sent this stuff to us for free. We didn't pay for it. And that's that. Inside, we got a comic book here. This is Transformers Beast Wars from IDW issue 1, cover A. I don't know how many covers there were. And you got some Beast Wars characters there, obviously. I don't know. It's already in kind of rough shape. What, did somebody buy this and return it? I don't know if I don't know when this actually is due out on the shelves. Might already be on the shelves right now, I would assume. But I really haven't read much of Transformers comics ever, but you know, I follow a lot of people that really dig the continuity of the stories and stuff, constantly talking about it and posting it, and I really think IDW in specific, the comics, have done a lot for keeping that part of the fan base engaged for a good long time. This is the Beasts Are Coming to Kingdom. We want to thank you for your continued support and interest in Transformers. This is all about that stuff. And then this is the checklist of stuff that's inside the box, which I don't really want to go through because we want to just look at the box. Inside, we got a couple of prints here. Look at those tiny little Transformers. Look at those little guys squaring off there in front of the, look at them, little Megatron. It's got the drop on Optimus. Transformers Kingdom and War for Cybertron trilogy. These are just like, you know, cardstock prints. Little mini posters. We got that one. We've got the crashed Decepticon ship. Ooh, that's on the floor. We've got the Ark, the crashed Autobot ship, or crashing, rather, was when that was happening. This is the crashed ship. And you got Cheetor there, watching over things. So I'm assuming this was... I'm not even going to speculate on what the actual timeline of the chronology is. I started watching I started watching Siege. I got through most of it. And then I started watching some of Earthrise. Didn't get through all of it. So I can't really speak to all of the story choices and whatnot there. I'm more into the toys than I am into the actual mythology specifically. But I appreciate that they've got something on the air and that they're at least, that Hasbro is doing something to engage fans at that level. I don't know how it's reaching in terms of demographics and, old versus new fans, if it's actually doing anything to garner new interest in Transformers as a brand. I don't know. I don't have access to all that stuff. In the box, you know what, before I do this, let's talk about this. Transformers Beast Wars 25th anniversary. That's the whole point of this stuff. 25 years. Not for sale, promotional use only. I don't know if this is the whole series. It could be. It's heavy. There's a heavy disc in here. I hope it's a disc. Let's see what we got. Oh boy, it's 101 discs. Season 1, disc 1. We've got Season 1, disc 2, Season 1, disc 3, Season 1, disc 4. All right, well, no excuses. I mean, I've got it on DVD now. If ever there was a time to... Yeah, that'll play. I have an Xbox. That'll play in there. Like, do I have a DVD player? Everything is like streaming now. Everything's like, Netflix or, whatever. It's all streaming services. I can't remember the last time. Other than a game, I cannot remember the last time I put a disc in a device. Certainly not to like watch a show. That's more of a producer Greg thing than it is a Dan Larson thing. So inside we've got Airazor, the is he a hawk or a falcon? I think he's a falcon. Turns into a robot from Beast Wars. This is actually one of the few Beast Wars... Ah, crap, I meant to grab it before I started shooting. This is one of the few Beast Wars figures that I actually do own from the original series. Something about birds, pilots and jetpacks and flying. Definitely more up my alley than some of the other things. Optimus being a gorilla is whatever. I would rather have a bird than a gorilla, I guess. And, the interpretation of the bits... I like his, I've liked the fact that even in, robot mode, he's got the wings on the back, the sort of beak-shaped helmet, irrespective of whatever it means for the show or the character on the show or anything like that. But yeah, it's one of the few, so that's cool that this is in here. I actually almost bought this because, like I said, it's one of the few pieces I have from the original line. We've also got Ractonite. Got... I have that song stuck in my head, the old Mac Tonight from McDonald's. These are cool. These are Weaponizers, which if you're not familiar with Weaponizers, I did think I had a little bit to grab at least one other piece. I'll crack these open in a second here. Weaponizers basically mean that like you've got a robot that can turn into something else, and then all the pieces, and the transformation has a lot to do with just taking them apart. It's not so much folding things in on top of things, it's just disassembling things, and then you can either form this into its vehicle or you can add those parts to another character to have weapons attached at different all the figures have these ports all over them now that you can add on with effects or weapons pieces or body parts from another character. Inside we also have Cheetor, the Maximal. It's the guy that was looking at the crashed ship there. Obviously turns into a cheetah. And last but not least, the Autobot Deep Cover, which is interesting because I didn't really have much interest in this particular figure. It's going back to the old days of like Diaclone and the little micro figures and whatnot, the Dionauts. There's lots of different color variations of the various, car molds. And so this is the, Sideswipe, which I have Sideswipe from this line of, I don't know if it was Siege or Earthrise. I think it was from the Siege. But this is basically just, Hasbro getting some reuse out of that Sideswipe mold. And they've repainted this a couple of times now, usually like Red Alert, Lambor, there's other different characters that use that. I think they did an exclusive, Hasbro Pulse exclusive yellow Tiger Track, which is basically just this mold in yellow, not to be confused with Sunstreaker, who's my boy. Sunstreaker I do also have, which I think was part of the Earthrise wave. But I didn't really have any interest in this because I wasn't like trying to get all of the actual, you know, all the Lamborghini. It's not a Lamborghini anymore. All these sports cars, the Sideswipe molds. I wasn't trying to get all of them. You know, I was like, oh, you know, I'll get Sideswiped, I'll get Sunstreaker because I'm definitely going to get Sunstreaker. And then I saw somebody sent me a photo. I don't recall who sent it to me, and I don't recall who posted it. Sorry about that. But somebody sent me a photo of the red, the yellow, and the blue versions of this mold. So it would have been Sideswipe, Tiger Track, and this one, Deep Cover, posed like Sun Vulcan, like the Super Sentai team, Vol Eagle, Vol Shark, and Vol Panther. And at that moment, I was like, oh boy, now I have an actual connection to this thing, and now I want to actually go get Deep Cover. So I'll end up posing it with Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, and this Deep Cover. So that's a lot of fun. I don't know if you can get that. He's got like, you know, blast molds. Let me grab my razor blade here. Let's get dangerous, as Darkwing Duck used to say. I'll cut it off screen so nobody yells at me. Just open this up real quick. So, all these tabs. I should have grabbed my nippers. Hang on. Let me grab my nippers here. Cut here. Cut here. Cut here. There we go. So they have the, I don't mind the faux paint wear, you know, the sort of silver edge on there. You know, it looks like it's all chipped up and scratched, the scratching on the windshield. I mind that some of them have it and some of them don't. It's like I want either all of them to have it or none of them to have it. But I get, you know, variations from wave to wave, whatever, it doesn't matter. These blast marks, though, I wonder if those, if I can just take a little bit of, take some sandpaper, just take something to it and try to maybe get those blast marks off, just so that the blue torso isn't really broken up with those blue black splotches. But that's pretty fun. I'm looking forward to stacking that up with, like I said, with Sideswipe and Sunstreaker. Let's bust this Ractonite open real quick. I've seen Thu did a pretty good review, of Ractonite that I enjoyed. Thu Adams, if you're not following him, go check him out. And then, you know, just people have been posting really great photos when they pick up multiples of these figures and create new fan modes that are just these like monstrosities. And then there was the, I don't remember the name of the Velociraptor skeleton bone transformer, but they're basically taking both of those and making these incredible, just ridiculous fan mode dinosaur bone constructs, these just fantastic, monstrous looking creatures with the various bone parts. You know, instead of just having one sweet Styracosaurus skull on your robot, you can have 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how many you want to buy. But like I said, the basic premise here is that you're just taking these things apart instead of actually transforming them, and then those parts can be combined with other bots and bits. Like I can take this guy's arm off, and then I can plug it into the peg hole here on Deep Cover, so he's got a sweet dinosaur deco now, just hanging out on his arm. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see if that plays into if equipping yourself with dinosaur bone armor plays into the story at all for Kingdom, or if that's just a cool gimmick that they came up with specifically for the toys. Time will tell. I'm just going to crack Airazor open here real quick as well. Trim some bits. Missed. There we go. Oh boy, those wings are stuck through the back. Nice. Very nice. I like the collars on this guy. Like his bird feet. Oh, I'm using those with the bird feet facing forward for sure. For sure. It's weird. And I feel bad for carrying the grudge against Beast Wars that I did for so many years. It just wasn't my thing. I wasn't interested in it. It came around for me, at that time when CG animation was really starting to be used for basically everything, and every show and movie really seemed like it was trying to push the envelope of being like, we're the first, fully CG thing, CG characters, CG backgrounds and whatever. And the animation just was not there yet. And it was just real hard to get through as a viewer. For me, my own personal experience, to be able to get through that and watch all of those different shows all trying to sort of do the same thing, and just not being into it quite yet. So I'm very curious to see what Hasbro's going to do with Kingdom. Maybe it'll get me to actually watch all 3 chapters of the story now. Pretty excited to take a look at these guys a little bit closer, get them posed up. Like I said, put this guy together with Sideswipe and Sunstreaker. Definitely follow me on Instagram at toygalaxy to check those out. Thank you for watching this and all of our videos. Hit like, hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. If you got here without realizing that we have another channel, please head over to regular Toy Galaxy and subscribe there. It's a much bigger channel. If you haven't heard, we started streaming on Twitch. Find us at twitch.com/toygalaxytv. Excuse me, twitch.tv/toygalaxy. If you're in the position to help the channel grow, please visit our Patreon or become a YouTube channel member. Please share this video and let us know in the comments down below when you got into Transformers, and if you have a perennial favorite character that is not Optimus or Megatron, regardless of who that character is or is not in continuity. For me, it's Sunstreaker because I just like that yellow Lamborghini dude. Later.